Today, I am so excited because we're making one of my favorite. Oh my goodness, like literally, I can't stop eating delicious pa kimchi. That is green onion kimchi. Let me just tell you, like it's so addictive that you will not be able to stop eating. And you're gonna end up eating 2 bowls of rice with your pa kimchi and be like, what just happened? Yes, it's that delicious. 오늘의 레시피, 맛있는 파김치 담기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영을 함께 하겠습니다. I'm gonna share a secret way to eat this. Don't tell the others, okay? Don't. It's just between you and me, okay? Pork belly and pa kimchi is like perfect marriage made in heaven. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. The full ingredient list is available in the description box below, as well as the Korean product links that you could order online. To make our pa kimchi, green onion kimchi, we need 2 pounds of green onions, scallions. Make sure to cut the root ends off and trim off any bruised ends. Then rinse it really well in cold water. Then find a container where you could keep your green onions upside down like this with the root end facing down. So make sure that the root ends are all touching the bottom of the container like this. We need 1 cup of hot water. Then to this, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of chanulyeom. This is coarse sea salt. Then stir until the salt is completely melted in the hot water. Then once the salt has completely melted, then we're gonna add 1 cup of cold water. Then we're gonna take our salted water and pour it into our container right here. The salt water should be enough so that the white root end, the firm part of our green onion, is completely soaked in this salt water. And we're gonna let the green onions sit in this salt brine for 30 minutes or up to 1 hour. While our green onions are salt brining, we're gonna get started on our kimchi paste. Here I have about 4 grams of dried anchovies. You could use da시멸치, which are the bigger ones, or the small little guys too. Now, if you're using these bigger guys, what I need you to do is open the cavity and remove the dried intestine, the black stuff. But everything else stays. The head has so much flavor, so keep the head. And we're gonna add the anchovies to a blender. 1/2 cup of Korean rice, weighing in about 75 grams. Add the rice to the blender. And if you can't get Korean rice, you could use 75 grams of cooked potato instead. Now, if you also want to learn how to make the starch gravy using the glutinous rice flour, make sure to check out my other kimchi recipes on how to make the gravy starch. Now, this is optional too, but if you can get dried sea kelp, Dashima, we need about 3 to 4 of these small little pieces, weighing in about 3 grams. Add them to the blender, and we need 1 cup of hot water. Pour the hot water into the blender, and I want you to make sure to squish down the rice so that it is fully submerged in the hot water. Tap it down, and we're just gonna let the rice, anchovy, and the sea kelp just soak and get bloated in the hot water, and let it soak for 30 minutes. All right, so it's been about a little over 30 minutes, so we're gonna take out our scallions and place them in a big baking tray. Make sure to kind of push everything down so everything's compact. Then we're gonna take the salt brining water and we're gonna pour it on the green part. The green part is tender and soft, and it doesn't require much salt brining, and it'll happen quickly. Then we're gonna take a plate and just kind of put it right over the green part so it squishes down. And we're just gonna let these guys hang out like this for about a good 15 minutes or so. But you could let it go up to an hour or 2. And about halfway through, reshuffle everything so that everything gets equal amount of soaking time in the salt water. See the ones on the bottom, it already got nice and soft. Yeah, everything has deflated really nicely. All right, so now we're gonna get the rest of our kimchi paste going. We're gonna take out the sea kelp. You could discard this or eat it as a snack. Then puree the soaked rice and anchovy. Make sure that it is completely liquefied. Then to the blender, we're gonna add half small apple with skin on and cut into cubes like so. Quarter of a medium-sized onion cut into chunks. And Korean radish, about 80 grams. This is my secret ingredient in making your kimchi juice after it ferments, like amazingly refreshing and delicious. And if you can't get Korean radish, just use those round pink red radishes that you can find at your local supermarket. 6 to 8 garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of salt fermented shrimp, 새우젓. Now, if you want to learn how to make 새우젓 at home because you can't get to a Korean market, make sure to check out my homemade salt fermented 새우젓 recipe, and the video will be linked below. And no, you cannot use shrimp paste because shrimp paste is not a Korean cuisine ingredient and it doesn't work. And here's my frozen ginger that I keep in my freezer. And using a microplane, we're gonna grate our frozen ginger. Scrape everything in there. So we need about half a tablespoon of freshly grated ginger and 1/3 cup of fish sauce, 멸치 액젓. Now you could also use the lighter fish sauce, less salty version that we use for summer kimchi, especially called 까나리 액젓. But I still like the taste of 멸치 액젓. And for my vegan friends, if you want to learn how to make vegan fish sauce, check out my vegan kimchi. And 1/3 cup of plum extract syrup, 매실청. Now, the higher the quality of the 매실청, more watery. Lesser quality is a bit more syrupy, but they all taste good. Now, if you don't have this, you could use agave or honey and dilute it with some water. Place our lid and blend until it's completely smooth. Then pour into a large mixing bowl. Make sure to scrape everything out of our blender. This is all delicious stuff that we do not want to waste. And we need 1 cup of gochugaru. This is a batch that my mom brought from Korea. But please don't use cayenne or paprika or whatever red pepper you think will work. It just will taste totally different. Now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of finely ground gochugaru. This is if you want to make your kimchi look extra bright red. Then we're just going to go in and mix everything up. So mix until you can't see the white starch anymore. And I want you to give it about another 5 to 10 minutes, and this color that you see right now is going to turn a lot brighter. And look, 5 minutes later, look how much brighter and red it is. Look at that. And you should have a quick taste right now. So it should taste just ever so slightly sweet. The sweetness is like a subtle aftertaste, and the saltiness should be just the way you like it. So if you like it a little bit more saltier, then add a little bit of the fish sauce or some salt. And the spiciness at this point is gonna be a little bit intense. It's gonna be fiery, but as our pa kimchi ferments in this, the spiciness is gonna subside a lot. Now on to the fun part. We're gonna mix all this up. See, our green part has wilted kind of nicely. So I would take like 6 to 8 pieces at a time. Then what I would do is dip it in here. Make sure the firm part is completely saturated and coated in our seasoning paste. Then you want to take it in your hand and just make sure to kind of gently push it down. You know, mix everything up like that. Then you just take this hand, and then whatever's left in this hand just gets on the green part. The green part does not need a lot of the kimchi paste, just this part. And then we put it in our kimchi container like so, okay? And just keep on going. And our last sponge goes in here and into our kimchi container. Then what we want to do with the rest of all this is we're going to pour it all in here. Now make sure to scrape every last bit of our delicious kimchi paste into our container. Yeah, go in with your hands and clean everything out. Then spread the kimchi paste more on the white firm part of the green onions, like here on top. And then the rest just spread a little bit on the green part. And as it ferments, all this paste from the top is going to make it to the bottom of the kimchi container. And I'm using a 4.5 liter kimchi container. And just scrape the rim off around it, like so. Then using a wet paper towel, I want you to take the towel and just clean the rim around the container. Then we're gonna put a piece of plastic on top. I call this my night-night blanket for my kimchi. And just gently push it down like that. Then tuck our plastic blanket like so. Then we're gonna place our lid and let it rest at room temperature for 3 days. If you have a very hot kitchen and it's the hot summer month, 2 days max. If you have a very cold kitchen and it is winter time, 4 days of resting on your kitchen counter. Place it in your fridge. And here's one that I made about 6 weeks ago. So let's take a look. Ooh la la. And this one, I put a plate on top to kind of gently press down our scallions. So you always want to kind of always reshuffle your kimchi. Oh, it smells so good. Ooh, that was an evil laugh because it's gonna be so good when I devour this. Oh, yum. Some of you are like, what? I have to wait 6 weeks before I could eat this? You know, it's up to you. But for pa kimchi, it is actually the tastiest when it ferments a little bit more than your cabbage kimchi. Seriously, for pa kimchi, at a minimum, I wait 6 weeks. At month 3, the taste is even better. The longer you wait, the tastier it is. But, you know, if you like it fresh, you could actually eat it right away if you want to. But I don't like that raw taste of the green onions. But this, sorry, I just gulped in my mouth. This is so exciting. After waiting 6 weeks of fermenting, like right now, it's like Christmas morning. If you've had this, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just speechless. I can't even get my words out. If you love kimchi, this is so good. The scallions, they don't really taste like scallions. It has this sweet kind of like fibrous texture, but it's tender. God, and it has this like subtle sweet aftertaste. And then the dried anchovies that we pureed in here, you can't even taste it, but that is part of the whole marinating, delicious fermentation. Now, the best way to have this is fold it in half like that, and then you put it over your rice, and then you go in and pick it up together. Oh my goodness, if I could feed you, I would, but I can't, so I'll eat it for both of us. I'm just warning you, you're gonna inhale this first bowl of rice with your pa kimchi, and then you're gonna be like, wait, I'm kinda not satisfied. And then you're gonna wind up filling up a second bowl of rice and going back for second and thirds of your pa kimchi. And this like red paste that you see, you know, during the fermentation process, it mellows out the raw, you know, flaming hot peppery taste. And now it's just like a subtle, lovely, spicy taste. That's why fermenting for at least 6 weeks, I personally recommend it, but you know, it's up to you. I'm gonna share a secret way to eat this. Don't tell the others, okay? Don't. It's just between you and me, okay? You need to grill up some pork belly, as you can see, and then you take a little piece and you put it on your rice, warm rice. Then you take another piece of your pa kimchi and then you wrap it all up together around the pork belly. I know. And then it goes into your mouth. Pork belly and pa kimchi is like perfect marriage made in heaven. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So make this at home, and I actually have a pork belly curry barbecue how-to. Yeah, that video will be in the description box below. Have yourself a big pork belly party with pa kimchi, and everyone's gonna like give you hug and kisses, I promise. Now make sure to go to youtube.com/modernpepper, click on the playlist tab and check out more of my playlists from kimchi recipes to Korean barbecues and side dishes and more, and I'll see you there. I want to thank you for watching today, and if you enjoyed watching today's video, I want to kindly ask you to click on that thumbs up icon and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and perhaps share today's recipe with your friends and family. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 다음 영상에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of these recipes you see right here.